Welcome back, everyone, to another dicondissectional production hosted by Deathstroke9. Today we're going to be reacting to NIGHTWISH, the greatest show on Earth. Alright, so you guys told me there was a trilogy, a triumvirate, if you will. So, a trinity. There we go, that's what I was looking for. All of those work. And today we're going to be checking out the final in the saga. Although definitely not the last NIGHTWISH song. But you guys told me that the three most, like some of the longest and most epic NIGHTWISH songs were Ghost Love Score, The Greatest Show on Earth, and The Poet and the Pendulum. We've done two of those. So now here we are. We're back for more. I haven't done NIGHTWISH in a while, guys. It's interesting. Yeah, we're back. So yesterday I did Rush and Steely Dan, and I was like, there's another group I haven't done in a while. This is it. So yeah, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Daniel, aka Deathstroke9, and here we react to music, and I try to figure out what the music and the lyrics mean to me personally, plus we do research on the song at the end of the video. However, I had some very kind commenters who gave me a little bit of starting information before we begin the song. Basically, you guys told me it's about... some people said it was more about just, like, the universe and how it's evolved and been, how it's come into being. And other people said it's specifically about evolution. Now, I'm excited to check it out. Thank you for joining me. Link to the original video will be down below in the description. This is a live version. As always, live NIGHTWISH is the best NIGHTWISH. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. I'm excited to check this out. Let us begin. I've got the lyrics over here, but we're going to get through the song first, okay? We're going to do the lyric dissection at the end. Now, from here we can see first that it's like split up into 5 distinct sections. Section 1 is 4.6. Section 2 is life. 3 is the tool maker. 5 is understanding. No, I'm sorry, 4 is understanding. And 5 is sea-worn driftwood. Alright? So this is the video you guys sent me. Let us begin. I'm very excited. Also, one last thing. Sorry. You might notice that my thing is a little bit flipped. That's kind of the way it has to be right now. So just... yeah, sorry. That's the way it is right now. So we're working on it. We'll see what happens. All right, let's begin. 3, 2, 1, NIGHTWISH, the greatest show on Earth. It says with Richard Dawkins as well. Interesting. Let's go. Love the piano. I'm so excited. This is awesome. Wow. We're floating through the ether. That's so epic, wow. love the orchestra sections in this. Symphonic metal's the best. Her voice swells through the theater, or the concert, whatever. So beautiful.
After sleeping through 100 million centuries, we have finally opened our eyes on a sumptuous planet, sparkling with color, bountiful with life. Within decades, we must close our eyes again. Isn't it a noble and enlightened way of spending our brief time in the sun, to work at understanding the universe and how we have come to wake up in it?
Oh yeah! How's it'll go? Turn it up. Dang it, I don't want to pause it there. Oh, I probably should have all right. I was planning on pausing it in between sections, but that was that was such an incredible transition. All right. So, first off, oh my goodness. This group, every single time I do a song by them, it's like it's new, it's fresh, it's different. It's incredible. And that one we went like what was it? Like 3 minutes before Floor started singing, and then like I was like, does that almost sounds like there's vocals now. And then suddenly it's like she's there on the stage as well. They did such a good job. Thank you guys so much for introducing me to this group. This is awesome. This is freaking phenomenal. Okay. So yeah, so we had some spoken I kind of want to relive that. Go. That's kind of far back. Screw it. I don't care. I'm gonna go back right before. All right. It's kind of far back, but whatever. So we had some spoken word there, which kind of gave me a little bit more perspective on the song so far. Let me just go ahead and like that. But again, we're gonna look at the lyrics word for word when we finish the song. This will probably be a long video, so thank you for joining me for it. If you're new to the channel, you know. Welcome. Let's keep going. 3, 2, 1, Nightwish, the greatest show on earth.
to work at understanding the universe and how we have come to wake up in it.
The cosmic law of gravity pulled the newborns around the fire. Careless coals, infinity in every vast direction. The lonely pharaoh in the Goldilocks zone, she has exhaled to sail. From the stellar nursery into a carbon feast. Enter Luca, the tapestry of chemistry. There's a writing in the garden, leading us to the mother of all. We are one, we are universe. Oh, there's what will be, science of the Ligolian Sea. Chaos flash right in the tide of our soul. Day to day, new opening for the greatest show on earth.
Yeah.
The shadows welcoming the outside world to the stuff of stars. Getting the tree of a biological holy. Enter the tapestry of chemistry. There's a writing in the garden, leading us to the mother of all. We are one, we are universe. Oh, there's what will be, science of the Ligolian Sea. Chaos fast, right down the tide of our soul. A day-to-day new opening for the greatest show on earth.
Awesome.
We are here to care for the garden.
Listen to that guitar in the background. That's awesome.
What will be science of the Devonian Sea? Hey, your stars right in the tide of our soul. A day-to-day new opening for the greatest show on earth.
All the world can see the stage and we are merely players. Quote both Shakespeare and Rush. drumming is awesome. Okay, everything's primal. We've gone back, my friends. Alright, pausing it, bringing it back. Alright, so it seems as though we just went into some, we went back. We started at the beginning, obviously. And then just now we were, you know, in the jungle with tribesmen and, you know, primitive life forms. And then, so what was going on the screen behind them made me kind of think that when this new metal part kind of came in, that was like the discovery of fire or whatever you want to call that, the beginning of discovery and our own trying to make things or whatever, I guess you could say, which works perfectly because this chapter of the song is called The Toolmaker. But I'm also wondering if it also sounds a little bit heavier. I wonder if that could mean that this is when now we're going to start fighting with each other, you know? Is this going to be... Where does this end, I wonder? Is it going to end on a... That's one thing I'm wondering. Is this song going to end on a positive note? Is it going to be and we're going to keep moving forward, and we're going to keep getting better, and we're going to keep on spiraling out, you know? Or is it going to be like... And now we're wasting our one opportunity. We're, you know, threatening to blow each other up with nuclear weaponry and all that, you know. So I wonder or is it going to be somewhere in the middle? Who knows? Because I feel like somewhere in there somewhere between those two might be the ultimate ending message of the song, along with just the documentation or the looking into the way, you know, how they're saying, you know, the universe came into being or whatever. I mentioned before that I am a Christian, so, but that doesn't mean that I cannot enjoy this, because this is awesome, man. Like, my goodness. And, yeah. I'm going to shut up. We'll talk more about the lyrics when we finish, but let's keep going. Love it so far. Synth is awesome. Everything's awesome.
After 1,000,000 years, the show is still here. Not a single one of your fathers died young. The handy travelers out of Africa. Literacy of the 84. You break the fantasy to idolatry, to self-destructive weaponry.
Yeah.
Until they gotta get deep within the past. Out of his secret of the hunted. The cradle of all, the architecture of understanding, the human lust to feel, so exceptional to rule the earth.
Yeah, it's wartime now.
For giant to do as you'd be done by. And to history, the crocodile, and to rat kind. He took his time in the sun, and a dream to understand a single grain of sand. He gave birth to poetry, but one day seems to be bring the last night of
The main piano riff, but it's like inverted now. That is so cool. Yeah. Everything's been industrialized. So beautiful, wow.
And the last one, we were
My last time pausing it, alright? Bring it back one. That part, I got chills multiple times during that section just now. Like, the message behind that is so powerful. Wow. We were here. Like that. Also, like, when it got, like, heavy and it started showing, war and pollution and, greed and corruption and all that, where's it going to go now, though, I wonder? So it says we were here. Now it looks like did everything just explode? Did we just self-destruct? What's going to happen? Who knows? So yeah, the next two parts are shorter, so I'm not going to pause it again. The next one is the understanding. So I'm going to bet this is going to end on a positive note. What are we going to understand, I wonder? And then sea-worn driftwood might be... If I'm going to guess, it might be the next stage, past understand. After we're gone, now it's something else drifting out and something new. Who knows? Let's keep going. Love it. Thank you guys for requesting this. Let me know what I should do next by this group.
We are going to die special people who could have been here in my place, but who will in fact never see the light of day, outnumber the sand grains of Sahara. Certainly those unborn ghosts include greater poets than Keats, scientists greater than Newton. We know this because the set of possible people allowed by our DNA so massively exceeds the set of actual people. In the teeth of these stupefying odds, it is you and I, in our ordinariness, that are here. We privileged few who won the lottery of birth against all odds. How dare we whine at our inevitable return to that prior state from which the vast majority have never stirred?
Wow. That's an interesting thought, what that man just said. Oh. Okay. Hello, sir. What's his name again? I'm assuming that is Richard Dawkins.
Thus, from the war of nature, from famine and death, the most exalted object which we are capable of conceiving, namely the production of the higher animals, directly follows. There is grandeur in this view of life, with its several powers originally breathed into a few forms or into one. And that whilst this planet has gone cycling on according to the fixed law of gravity, from so simple a beginning, endless forms most beautiful and most wonderful have been and are being evolved.
Alrighty then. So that is The Greatest Show on Earth from Wembley 2015 featuring Richard Dawkins. So, yeah. Okay. I already said a lot on my thoughts on the song. Song was awesome. In every way you can possibly conceive the word awesome, that's what that song was. Yeah. In fact, you could call it a close second for the greatest show on earth, you know? So let's take a look at the lyrics and the music of that. There was so much going on in the music of that. Like, Some people call this symphonic metal. Songs like this I would also classify as like progressive symphonic metal. So anyway, let's see what we've got here. Archean? I apologize if I can't pronounce that correctly. I've read it in Lovecraft before. Archean horizon, the first sunrise on a pristine Gaia. That means land, right? On a pristine land. Let me make sure. Gaia was the personification of the earth and one of the Greek primordial entities. Okay. Opus perfectum. Okay, so the master work. Somewhere there is us sleeping. After sleeping through 100 million centuries, we have finally opened our eyes on a sumptuous planet, sparkling with color, bountiful with life. That song's actually pretty easy to understand. Within decades, we must close our eyes again. Isn't it a noble and enlightening way of spending our brief time in the sun? To work at understanding the universe and how we have come to wake up in it. So this, he's saying, so searching for meaning and understanding. Not even meaning, just understanding. It doesn't say meaning. Searching for understanding. That's the enlightenment. Spending our brief time in the sun to work at understanding the universe and how we came to wake up in it. The cosmic law of gravity pulled the newborns around a fire, a careless cold infinity in every vast direction. Yeah, if you ever stop to think about that, it gets kind of weird. Like, if you really think about that. Like, go outside and look up into the sky, and instead, like, pretend you're not looking up. You're looking down. You're looking down into a pit, okay? Let the power of that just kind of, like, that's a careless, cold infinity in every vast direction. We're sitting here on a little we're specks on a slightly larger speck in the middle of what? You know? So, anyway. In every vast direction is very crazy to think about. Lonely farer in the Goldilocks zone. She has a tale to tell. From the stellar nursery into a carbon feast. Enter Luca. Last universal common ancestor. The proposed first organism that entered our planet. On this evolutionary tree. Okay. The tapestry of chemistry. There's a writing in the garden leading us to the mother of all. We are one. We are a universe, forebears of what will be, science of the Devonian Sea. Okay, Devonian, whatever. A Scion or Skian? I love these words, and I know what they mean, and yet I don't know how to pronounce them. I apologize, my friends. Descendant of a notable family, in this case, the great family that is the Tree of Life. And that's one of the periods. Eons pass, writing the tale of us all. A day-to-day new opening for the greatest show on Earth. And there's been a few songs and many stories and movies that use this analogy. That's one of my favorite analogies of all time for life. The great show, you know? The world's a stage. I love that so much. All right. Ion channels welcoming the outside world to the stuff of stars, bedding the tree of a biological holy enter life. Bedding the tree of a biological holy enter life. The tapestry of chemistry, there's a writing in the garden leading us to the mother of all. We are here to care for the garden. And they're like, we're here to try to, understand and care for and nurture where we are. The wonder of birth of every form most beautiful. Then the toolmaker. After 1 billion years, the show is still here. Not a single one of your fathers died young. The handy travelers out of Africa, little Lucy of the Afar. Okay. Give birth to fantasy, to idolatry, to self-destructive weaponry. Enter the god of gaps deep within the past. Atavistic dread of the hunted. enter... Is that Ionia or Lonia? Which is area of western Anatolia from where some Greek settlements called the Ionic or Lionic League resided. This also references how the ancient Greek culture in some historical narratives seems to be a cradle of thought that imbues itself into the culture of the rise of the West narrative. Okay, the cradle of thought, the architecture of understanding, the human lust to feel so exceptional, to rule the earth. So we want to feel special and rule the world. Hunger for shiny rocks, for giant mushroom clouds, the will to do just as you'd be done by. Enter history, the grand finale. Enter rat kind. Yeah, we're screwing ourselves. Man, he took his time in the sun, had a dream to understand, a single grain of sand. He gave birth to poetry, but one day will cease to be. Greet the last light of the library. We were here, we were here, we were here, we were here. We are going to die, that makes us the lucky ones. This was an interesting point. We are going to die, that makes us the lucky ones. Most people are never going to die because they are never going to be born. The potential people who could have been here in my place, but who will in fact never see the light of day, outnumber the sand grains of Sahara. Certainly those unborn ghosts include greater poets than Keats, scientists greater than Newton. We know this because the set of possible people allowed by our DNA so massively exceeds the set of actual people. In the teeth of these stupefying odds, it is you and I in our ordinariness that are here. We privileged few who won the lottery of birth against all odds. How dare we whine at our inevitable return to that prior state from which the vast majority have never stirred. Although, and this is all speculation in my opinion, this part right here, because of, like, that's like assuming that all of those other people are somehow sentient, and like, yeah, yeah, it's still interesting to think about though. To the prior state from which the vast majority have never stirred. There is grandeur in this view of life, with its several powers having been originally breathed into a few forms or into one, and that while this planet has gone cycling on according to the fixed law of gravity, from so simple a beginning, endless forms most beautiful and most wonderful have been and are being evolved. Now, as I guess you could say, my beliefs most closely align with a Christian's, right? I've said that before. I still think that things adapt to stuff, so I'm not gonna say anything. In fact, I kind of dislike it when, like, I have friends who are Christians and are, like, believe in all the, in evolution and all of the, stuff that goes along with that, right? And I don't like it how people can't just, like, yeah, I don't know. I apologize if anyone gets offended by me bringing this up in the video. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying this is all opinion, and I'm trying not to say anything that could be construed as me pushing anything on anyone. I'm just going to say that I personally don't like it when Christians get all high and mighty about this type of thing, Like, I can still enjoy this awesome narrative, still understand it, still, love the song was incredible, I would hate for someone to say, oh, I don't believe in evolution, so that means I can't listen to this, so that's kind of the point I'm trying to make. Anyway, let's see if there's any song facts about this before we end. Thank you for joining me. This video is so long. Oh my god. 40 minutes long. All right, I'm going to try to hurry up. This is off the album Endless Forms Most Beautiful. That's such an awesome thought, right? Like, there are endless forms, millions more coming. It's a constant, we're spiraling out, all that, to reference Lateralis by Tool. All right, the last track. This is the last track on Endless Forms Most Beautiful. This clocks in at 24 minutes, the longest Nightwish song. He actually, so Tuomas actually said, for some reason, long songs are easy for me to write, so it didn't really take any longer than any other song on the album. The mixing process for just that one song took about 2.5 weeks, though. The song title is taken from a 2009 book by evolutionary biologist and atheist writer Richard Dawkins, who they had on stage. So that's pretty cool that they got, like, I wonder if they worked with him beforehand? Who knows? Concerning evidence for biological evolution. Dawkins also contributes towards the album. I wrote him a letter and explained the idea we had for the album, mainly to do with the evolution stuff. Since one of the tracks would be named directly after one of his books, it felt like a perfect match to try to get him to do some reciting on the album. He sent me an email a few weeks later accepting the invitation. Later in 2014, we then recorded his part at Hats Off Studios, Oxford. This was a huge honor for us since Dawkins is one of our biggest heroes and his writings were a huge inspiration for the album. And that is awesome. Like, if I made an album or made anything based off, like, the work of someone I greatly admired, you know, and then they agreed to come and, like, be a part of it, how awesome would that be, you know? And then, like, he was on stage with them. That was beautiful. All right, as always, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, I think this song stirs a lot of emotion, and I think that a lot of people probably, like there's so many thoughts, big, deep thoughts contained within the parts of this song. Track was beautiful. Their performance was incredible. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys soon. Let me know where I should go or where I should continue on with Nightwish, what songs I should do next by them. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you guys soon. See you in the next video. Deathstroke 9, out. We are Legion, my friends. We are all one. We are the universe.